Chris, back again.
Oh, all right. Another preseason
Another
prediction.
season 15 already.
Amazing.
Yeah, since we started this crazy wacky league.
Hard to believe, 15 seasons.
Yeah, 14 technically. We got to get it through one more, so hopefully it all doesn't implode this year. Let's start with the Jade division. I think that's where our champion resides, right?
That's correct.
And that champion is Ryan and the New Orleans Mudcats. That purple fish team.
Change to purple worked out.
Yep, absolutely. Kind of looking at their meet the team the last few years. Missed the playoffs 2012 last year. Divisional championship game, big upset of Denver, and then last year TBL champions. They did it pretty easily. They ran through the playoffs without losing many games.
Mm-hmm.
Nice team, at least in terms of their positional rankings. Let's take a look at their org. Mr. Tony Aponte at the top of the order here. He didn't play at all in 2014, which is a shame since the guy steals 100 bases a season, and no one wanted
What
to sign
happened?
him.
He just didn't get
He was
signed?
just in free agency all year long. Shameful. The guy's at 868 career steals, and he's going to lose a whole season towards whatever record he's going to probably hold in the TBL by the time it's all said and done. But Ryan's picked him up this year, hitting lead off, and probably get him on a pretty good contract, I bet. $9 million, that's not bad. About to be 36, so see how many more years he has left. This was his big signing of the offseason.
He didn't.
So
I know.
maybe the best guy that was out there, depending on injury, right? When these guys come over from international, you never know if they're going to be injury prone.
Another duck breast.
Right.
I know. I put a big bid out on him as well.
Yeah, he signed on the first sim, so like there was no back and forth competition. And
45 mil a year is pretty big.
Yeah, for the first year. I mean, it goes down, but you're right.
Paid a lot for him this year, so hopefully it pans out for him.
20 over 4, so $30 million a year. Got it done. But if he is good, I mean, he's just going to get cheaper and cheaper. So as he's having to pay other guys, it's going to get more affordable to keep Lim here.
Very smart.
He is 25.
Like it.
Yep. Captain, gotta love it. Really, really good player. And then just some guys coming back from the championship. Fonts, Lloyd. Yunez is new too. He picked him up. He's an international, so he went hard on these internationals this year. He got this guy late.
Disruptive. This guy's disruptive.
That's why he got him late. No one picked him up. But $10 million a year for a guy that looks like he could put up a couple WAR. Looks like he's a better fielder. He's got him in. Yeah, he's got pretty good outfield in bars. He's got him at first base right now, but we'll see where he plays. And then his former 1-1 Blackwell, still not fully devved here. This is going to be his third season in the TBL, but probably injuries have slowed that pace down. Still 60-75. You might not ever see that top potential. Might see him cap out at like 65 or 70. But yeah, Brightwell, he's a good player. Homan looks like kind of a new piece. Probably a defensive guy, yeah. Not the best defensive shortstop. I'm not sure where he's going to be playing. Maybe a second baseman. Good defensive catcher. And the pitching staff, they've got 3 of the top aces in the league. I'd say 2 aces and kind of 1A and Chris Anderson. Anderson's been really good every year, but no one really talks about Anderson in the TBL.
Well, hasn't made an All-Star game, so.
This guy's pitched here for 5 seasons now. I mean, not full seasons. He's out of the bullpen in year 1, half a season 2011, and he's been good. But Shane and George Reed are the guys everybody knows. 2-time pitcher of the year, Mike Shane. Could have won it last year. Definitely was in the running. His numbers weren't much worse than the years he has won in 12 and 13. As a matter of fact, his RWAR went up. And then George Reed, his teammate, did win pitcher of the year, so stole it from Shane. So he's got the top 2 pitchers in the league, really, right?
Yeah.
Of course, George Reed's 36, but I mean, after 2003, 2009, 2014, every 5 years he's the pitcher of the year.
4-time TBL champion at that too. 2007, 2011.
2007 for who won that year? Huron, I think, right?
Yep, Huron.
2011 he won it on Denver, and 12, and then 2014. So 3 different teams he's brought to the championship.
Pretty
Bullpen looks
cool.
pretty shallow. Looks like he's probably going to add, I don't know, maybe he'll go in. I feel like that was something we talked about last year. He didn't have a lot of guys in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So maybe he's going light again this year. 6 guys right now.
It worked out, so.
Yeah, if he wins 100 games again, maybe I'm going to start copying him. Yeah, prospects. Just take a look real quick. Yeah, he's got a nice system too. 26 top 500 prospects. A couple guys in the top 100. Looks like Dylan Worth, first baseman's kind of close. Power first baseman. Any thoughts on your end?
Well, it's a great team. I mean, he just came off a championship win, so not much bad to say about it. And it looks like he's still got his pitching staff, and hopefully his players on the offensive side stay healthy. I think he can run it back. So.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a competitor. He's got pieces in all the right places. I don't know what he lost this year. I'm always bad at tracking that, but didn't even talk about Terrence Mason. This guy also has 2 pitcher of the year awards. Just chilling.
Yeah, I mean,
behind these 3 pitchers we did talk about. So.
I mean, yeah.
Big pickup. This was a free agent signing this year. So. 37, maybe on the back end of his career, but still. All right. Next up.
Tampa. It's Tampa. I was gonna say it's not Denver. Tampa.
What are your thoughts on Cole's team?
I don't know. Let's take a look. I mean, he's got B.J. Swart.
Yeah, I mean, his all-stars, Barnett, are his best player, I'd say. 2014 MVP last year. 136 runs, led the league. Hit 300. 8+ WAR, 40 homers, 40 doubles. You know. And really, really good at defense. 28.3 2 years ago. 10.6 home rating this year. Super high efficiency.
Wow, that's incredible. He does got the bars though for it, so.
Yep, he's definitely the best player on this team, and that's saying a lot because they have B.J. Swart.
You'd say he's better than B.J. Swart?
I mean, if you're
B.J. Swart's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer when he gets there.
Yeah, so is this guy. Unless he gets injured. This guy, he got 20 WAR. He's not even off of arbitration.
Good point.
This guy put up 4 WAR in 55 games his rookie year, or whatever.
Damn.
So, yeah, I think he definitely challenges 4-time MVP BJ Swart as a great when it's all said and done. Because I don't know, BJ Swart's only 33, so this guy could keep.
He had a killer season last year too.
Well, after having like what, 1 down season, I guess it's not even a down season. He put up 5.5 WAR, 4.2 WAR. He's been up above 6 again. He's just been really good.
What's the name? Tell you.
BJ Swart. No nickname on BJ Swart. Yeah, I don't know. Colin Shovlin. This guy's been one of the top prospects in the game up until last year when he had his first full season. Put up 2 WAR. I think probably expecting more out of him as the seasons progress. This guy was the former 1-1. Yeah, I thought so. Tampa Bay's 1-1 in 2007, excuse me. And got as high as the number 2 prospect? No, he was the number 1 prospect for a while, so. But you got defense at catcher, not the best arm, but good defender. Matt Reed, quality center fielder. Again, I don't think he's the best defensive center fielder, but he has been great on offense the last 2 years. He is disruptive. 8th round pick.
It looks like he picked up Anguiano.
Yep, good call. Ricardo Anguiano, now a Tampa Bay Cannon on the pitching staff here.
That helps
Anguiano's
Tampa
gonna
out
be
big time.
First ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Look at all that red paint.
Yeah.
Damn. Never won Pitcher of the Year, but he's been in the running a lot. But yeah, to go with a really strong pitching staff, I think he kind of caught up in the arms race between him and the Mudcats. Although I'd still give the edge to the Mudcats with their lineup.
Yeah, they got a little bit more star-stud power, but he did pick up Anguiano, so that's a little help. Maybe these guys can outshine.
Yeah, this guy was really good as a rookie last year. He did get injured a bit. He does have a history here. That's probably something to be concerned with, but we'll see if
you don't like that.
Have a nice career. Yeah. I don't know. Do you feel like this is the type of guy you put it in the dev lab and just like try to improve his like strength and conditioning? I might consider that.
Yeah, it's risky.
Yeah. Murata's been really good for OKC. Came to Tampa last year. Kind of had some rough. I wouldn't say rough transition. He still pitched okay. But he's going to still be on here. He's going to be in a very long contract for a lot of money. So hopefully this investment turns out okay for the Cannons. He's definitely like the number 3 on this team, getting paid $30 million a year. So I guess he's pretty old though.
Is it the starting pitching tax?
Might be. Got to pay for that pitching sometimes. I mean, I like Robbie Cochran here. This guy's a lefty. 5 nice pitches. And he came over in a trade last year with the Bighorn Rams. So yeah, love his rotation, bullpen, also some nice pieces. So I think they're going to be good again. I don't know if they'll be a 100-win team again, but
yeah, I think they're going to be good again as well. But I don't know if they're going to be able to peak New Orleans. Do you think they're going to be able to peak New Orleans?
Maybe. I mean, again, look at these position rankings. He's got some top players in the league. Definitely has a few holes, but you can kind of compare them to New Orleans. Not that this foretells the results. A lot of variables, but New Orleans has a strong-ass team. Prospect pipeline for Tampa. 23 top 500 prospects. Again, a couple top 100 guys. So neither of these
What's
teams,
the number
even though
7
they're
guy
super
look like?
competitive right now, they're not like barren in their system, you know.
Yeah, no, it's kind of impressive. Scary and impressive.
Yeah, Tim Young. I mean, this guy's like right on the cusp, right? Like
Yeah.
50 of 80. You might see him.
It's Roman. Roman.
He's only 21. He hasn't pitched above A ball, so maybe you keep him in AAA just for part of the year.
Screw it. Throw him in.
I mean, Tampa's in no rush. They're winning right now without him, you know. Like, why rush him? And then this guy's in AAA too, Joe Zukowski. 3 nice pitches. Really good. Looks really good. Also,
He should be in. He should be in. I agree. The other guy, the starting pitcher, the other guy, he should be out. But that guy should be in.
Maybe
he should be in the starting lineup.
I agree with him more than Tim Young.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. So, all right, on to the next team,
which would be Denver.
All right, yeah. So Denver here, definitely in sell mode, right? Has sold off a lot of pieces. Jay is maybe building towards, according to his hype video, 2020.
That was a great video. I'm glad I watched it. Yeah, I think definitely think he's selling hard. I think he knows his team is out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think the financials finally hit him.
Yeah, I mean, his team was getting older. He's still got some nice pieces. Even with all what he's brought in, I could see him taking a wild card.
He's not going down without a fight.
I mean, where he's really shallow now is the pitching side of things. It feels like, just look at his pitching overall. He's got Daniel Jennings still there, 33 years old. Dude wins 17, 18 games a year. He must be up there with like the most wins in TBL. 142. He's got a ways to go. I think we're just shy of having a couple 200-game winners. Alex Lopez and one other guy.
Yeah. I know my guy, Corey Nelson, he was at 156. He's now a nobody, but that was for me, at least, because he got 156. So
yeah, obviously looking at Denver's team, 6 playoff appearances now, 2 championships. They've won 90 games multiple years in a row. At this point, they've been the team to beat ever since they ascended to the top here. So 5 straight 90-win seasons in the playoffs, 6 of the last 7. But yeah, let's see if they make it this year. I definitely I think they'll be on the bubble.
They got other teams to look at, so you know. But yeah, I think he does. He has great pieces. Does he have the system, really, or?
He brought in Victor Perez and Aaron Horsfall and McMartin at the top of the lineup still. And Donbach, that's a good 1 through 4.
Yeah.
He's got a nice defensive catcher, Joe Keith. Dude doesn't hit very well. Okay, shortstop.
Just he did the defensive shortstop.
Good defense in center field. 25 years
yeah.
old. So. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty gutted system, which doesn't surprise me. He's been selling
Yeah.
for a couple of years to stay at the top of the Jade division. I'm lost here. Organization. But yeah, I mean, look at his age too. I mean, Dallenbach, he can just plug a gap for a while. Maybe some of these guys might move at the deadline, right? This guy's not making much, so I'm sure someone might be interested in Dallenbach. Might be hard to get rid of Horsfall. $40 million a year. I think he said McMartin wouldn't waive his no trade clause, and he's making $42 million. But yeah, I mean, this looks attractive. It's $8 million contract, so maybe he adds more assets. Maybe he finds himself on the edge of the wild card this year and can't help himself and goes all in.
Yeah, who knows? It's out of the park, you know? Yeah, I think his pitching staff has took a dive. You know, he lost George Reed and Anguiano now, so he's traded Klein as well. So I believe he said, right? Or does he still have Klein? No, Klein is gone as well.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Daniel Jennings and his band of nobodies. That's the Denver staff. All right. Next up, 4th place last year. I'm pretty sure that was Fort Collins. Also a playoff team. So all 4 of these teams made the playoffs last year. Fort Collins, 9 playoff appearances. Always a competitive squad. Four straight seasons in the postseason. And they haven't won below 81 games, so they've been above 500 since 2005. So a decade of being 500 plus. Looking at their team this year, they've got some good pieces. They made a big trade with Denver to bring in Mike Mile High. Batting in the 5 spot right now. Nick Bryant, not a great defensive center fielder, but a nice bat. Dave Morgan, of course, one of the best players on this team, and a rare case where he led the league in WAR last year, but did not win the MVP.
Because of homers?
Or maybe he was tied with someone. I don't know, honestly. But 414 on base percentage.
Who won it? Barrett for New Orleans? Or no?
I don't know.
No. It's for Tampa. Like
you
said it.
Yeah, it was Barnett.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
4-time Platinum Stick Award winner, 4-time All-Star. He's only 30. Jason Blanc, thoughts on Jason Blanc? This guy's been amazing for 2 years.
Hell of a personality. I think he's a left fielder, but what's his first baseman rating? Or is that his ratings? Go to ratings.
Good, obviously, if he's 80 cap.
Yeah, I would say a first baseman, but yeah.
Yeah, you could stick him in left field.
Yeah, left field as well. But yeah, hell of a hitter.
Yeah, this guy's gonna be wicked good. He's lefty too.
Just doesn't have gap power.
McLaughlin's leading off here. This guy's only 26 years old. He's got some speed. Doesn't hit for power, but he's an on-base guy. Hits for good average. And he's been really good ever since joining the league for Fort Collins as well. At least 3 WAR a season. So yeah, he's got a nice little lineup here, and I feel like his defense is always decent. Shortstop's more of a defensive guy here. Catcher. Not the best eye, but yeah. I don't know. Nice lineup, nice team.
Yeah, he's definitely a wild card team.
I think I've got them above Denver right now. I mean, especially because.
Oh yeah.
now that we've gotten over here into the rotation, I mean, this is where Denver is kind of missing a big part of their team at this point, where Fort Collins has some really strong pieces. Pitcher of the Year candidate, Andre Crawford, 29 years old, lefty. And maybe a future All-Star. I don't know. He's pitched really well in his career.
Yeah, it's 2 All-Stars, so he has been an All-Star. So.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant Hall of Famer. Thanks. He has a ways to go. You got to really put up a nice resume as a pitcher, I feel like. But Kraken's really nice, 29 years old. This is also a guy that's been, I mean, both those guys have been at Fort Collins for years now and have anchored this rotation. And then we've got some fresh faces as well. D'Arcangelo last year was his rookie year, and he pitched a nice rookie campaign, so he's looking to continue on that.
Yeah, he's got a really good rotation as well. I mean, bullpen. That's what I meant to say, not rotation.
Yeah, the bullpen looks pretty good.
Barry Pup. It's deep.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's above average.
Yeah. Better than mine.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyle gets a ton out of his team every year, so I agree. They're going to be tough to beat.
Yep.
And not the deepest system compared to the teams they've been looking up at, Tampa and New Orleans, which is, again, why I think it's kind of Tampa and New Orleans that's going to be the topic of conversation probably for the next few seasons podcasts.
Yeah.
They've got nice pieces now. They've got pieces to replenish later. Looking at Fort Collins, he's got some okay pieces, 2 top 100 prospects, 16 top 500. No one super close. Looks like maybe Jim Benjamin that down in AAA with just a first baseman, but all right, yeah. Who's next?
Galveston?
Who's Las Vegas?
Ooh, Las Vegas. I forgot about Las Vegas.
Zach's team. He's missed the postseason 2 seasons in a row, and he's kind of been on the sell side of things. I don't know. I think he's trying to get back to competition this year. Let's look at his org here, and of course, just like looking at history, he's made playoffs 6 times. He's been a pretty good GM in his time here in a tough division. He's got some really good bats. Miguel Gayton. I feel like this was another maybe former 115.
First rounder, yeah.
He was a top 5 prospect. That's why his name sticks out. Unmotivated, but
let's say unmotivated.
Had a nice year last year in his rookie campaign, though. Didn't play a full season. Missed 20 games, looks like, because of injury, maybe. Looks like maybe he's a little injury prone, which is too bad. He's got Okada. He traded for Okada. Winston-Salem signed this guy last year out of internationals. And then we flipped GMs, and right away, Winston-Salem shipped him away. Daniel trying to get some assets and rebuild that team right. And Sean Hall, the big pickup, free agent signing this past season. He was sitting out there. I was wondering who was going to grab him, and Zach went out and paid $40 million for him, but he only signed him for 1 year, so kind of a creative signing there just to give a 1-year bump. And then again, maybe if things are going wrong, you retain 50% and you ship him off to somebody as an over-budget trade and get some assets. So definitely like the Sean Hall signing.
That sure be expensive.
What do you think of Matthew Taylor here?
Matthew Taylor.
Dude had 242 strikeouts last year. That might be a single season
Oof.
record here.
That's not a good record.
No. But he's a 55 of 80. Again, by ratings wise, he's got a ton of potential if he lives up to it.
My scout has him ranked up higher, but
yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's contact and avoid K bars. So it's pretty scary.
yeah, that is pretty scary. No, 242. It's crazy too. In the year before, it was only 156.
Yeah, well, less games. So maybe.
Yeah, less games, but only 40. About
yeah,
40-ish.
So definitely a different pace. I mean, hopefully contact and avoid Ks fills in at some point, and those numbers go down, and then he's probably a pretty viable player. But he's got a lot of young talent.
I looked at the preseason predictions earlier. I had them winning the division with 100 wins. I don't see it, but I think it's a good team.
Yeah, and again, those are pretty inaccurate because I haven't pulled them after pulling opening day rosters. But I hear you. He's got a lot of depth. Tim Taylor, love this guy, the Tool Man.
Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
Why is his name Sonic Kid? We're just gonna fix that right now. It probably shouldn't be. Well. Sorry, Zach. That just had to happen.
That's 90s kids.
Yeah, he kind of sucked last year after the call-up day. So hopefully he becomes at least viable offensively to fill into those defensive bars.
I mean, I'd play him still with those defensive bars. I don't care. He's helping get you out, keeping innings lower, helping your pitching staff. I'll take that over a guy that's going to hit a couple points higher.
So what do you think of this team overall?
I think it's a decent team. I think he might make playoffs.
I get this team as a playoff team. I think we haven't talked about the pitching staff. This rotation's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Led the league in ERA last year. Bobby
I didn't even look at
put that on your radar as a rookie. So he might have an ace to compete with his competitors here in the division. Jamie Phillips, this guy was a rookie last year.
Yeah, he's got a hell of a rotation. It's deep too, 6-man rotation, and it's all there.
Yeah.
He's got a mid. I'll give him a mid bullpen, but yeah, he's got a really decent starting lineup. Doesn't matter if those starters get all the way. I mean, shit, that's how I won my championship. Didn't even go to my bullpen.
Yeah, depth is important. Especially, I mean, if you can find 5 good starting pitchers, that's great. Jaden Williams is an anomaly to me. This guy's 35. He's got just 6 bad pitches, and he's got no stuff. But somehow he's okay.
He's above average at control, but they can't hit a home run off him, basically.
Yeah, he's got decent back end bullpen pieces. Again, I could see this team beating out Denver. Probably, I don't know, competitive with Fort Collins.
Yeah, I'd agree with the competitive of Fort Collins.
Las Vegas, decent system. 27 top 500 prospects, so pretty deep. 6 top 100, so they kind of match Tampa and they match New Orleans. Like, this whole division has done well to not just gut their system and trying to be competitive.
Except for Denver, the exception.
Except for Denver, yeah. But he's on the recovery. Jason Bassett looks like he's pretty close. The right fielder, top prospect here in Las Vegas. Looks like he's going to be really good. I like that. Bill Soilu. Soilu? We'll call it Soilu. Some more pitcher depth here. It doesn't look fantastic, or doesn't blow me away, but yeah. Bobby Smith.
If he's a viable option.
Here.
Jeez.
Mike Wilson, like the return of Mike Wilson. It's like a good third baseman.
Personality's unknown. I have a feeling it's not going to be good.
Mike Segna, this relief pitcher, is in the TBL. We kind of skimmed over him, but yeah. So Las Vegas, I like it. Well
Keep
done.
him on the radar.
Who's next? Number 6.
Don't know.
Galveston.
Galvy.
Chad.
Galveston.
6 playoff appearances, hasn't made it in a couple years. Of course, like 2 years ago, they were 87-75 and missed the postseason. Tough division. And took a slight step back last year, and I think might be taking another step back this year, and not entirely their fault. It's just the rest of the division's been very active and is pretty stacked still.
Yeah, I think you're correct there. I think he just doesn't have quite the lineup to match with the other teams, but he's got some bright spots with Malik Knowles.
Yeah, must have been Rookie of the Year candidate last year.
Yeah. I don't think he's quite there defensively as a shortstop. He's probably I put him more at second base.
Yeah, you're probably right. At some point, he's gonna have to shift over.
But with those offensive players, those are awesome. Like him.
Decent shortstop last year, which.
I mean, it's not horrible, but I mean, he's not winning no Golden Glove at shortstop, Yep.
Yeah, he's got a rookie here. It's going to be maybe a true rookie. I mean, he's played.
We forget about he's got a two-way player too here with Mike Adames.
Adames, huh? I don't see him being his two-way player.
The only reason,
which might be smart.
No, he's got him playing designated hitter.
Maybe I can't see it from my view.
Well, I just see it in the team roster. If you're going to go onto their team homepage.
He led the league in innings pitched last season. A lefty, he's pitched how many? This is his 4th full season now? 5th full season. So he's going to be coming up for that big contract soon. Looks like he was acquired in a trade with Lehigh. Yeah, I bet this is last year arbitration, huh? I've lost.
That's an interesting player. Didn't realize he was
Greg Vaughn's a nice player as well. He's been on this team for a while. Looks like a lot of these guys are returning from last year's team in terms of the rotation. The rotation's not bad either. He's got decent pitchers here.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, so Galveston last year finished 78 and 84, something like that, but they were like 8 and 32. Got off to the worst start ever. So maybe if they can avoid like that kind of early slump this year, they're going to be
just fine.
Competitive. Anything else on this team?
I just think it's a good put together team. I just think they're in the wrong division. They're just gonna. I think they could possibly have a really competitive year this year and miss out in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
so good. That's how good this division is.
Didn't mean to cut you
off. But that's how good this division is,
Yeah, they're gonna struggle to compete. I think with with what's in this division. But again, I think they could be right there. There's not a single team that I've seen so far that I'm like they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or they're definitely not going to make the playoffs, I should say. But I could see Galveston missing. I could see them sneaking in and surprising us.
Yeah. True.
I don't like the catcher. That's one thing I will say, and I think that could hurt the pitching staff. But we'll see if they address that at some point. Prospect pipeline? Nothing. This team is barren. So when the show is over for this team, it's going to be over for a while. So I think they might be leaning towards trying to sneak in. Yeah?
Yeah. Sneak in or you make your decision at that moment.
I was going to say, if you are not competing at the trade deadline here, bunch of guys on 1-year expiring contracts, so I'm sure there'll be some trade interest if Chad's aggressive enough to some competitors here that want to pick up expiring contracts. And then he brings in some assets, hopefully. $53 million on the books next year, so we'll clear things up. All right, let's go on to the next team. We've got 2 more left.
I'm going to say Durham.
Durham is our next one. The Durham Dragons. What do we think of Miss team? I feel like Miss made some moves this offseason, trying to be more competitive.
I believe she put like she got to be competitive. And
I see some green over here.
Yeah.
It used to be just orange and red.
So there's a chance, there's a chance we can see more life from the Dragons this year.
I think the biggest challenge is still the division here.
Yeah.
The competitive division. So building this team up from where it's been is going to be a challenge. And the lineup's still pretty underwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the pitching staff, we got Troy Kelso. He looks decent. I don't like his personality, but personality doesn't matter if they pitch very well. And past 2 seasons got 5.5 or 5+ WAR, so. And a Golden Glove at starting pitcher, so.
I don't hate anybody on this lineup but no one is like top tier talent. There's some good players here, but maybe the strategy is defense a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the offense is going to struggle for sure. Yeah, Kelso is a very nice piece.
Yeah.
Something to build around for sure. 7th overall in 2008.
I just think the lineup is just a above average. At best, there's nobody that really wows me on the offensive side. But yeah, Troy Kelso impresses me. I think the pitching staff has gotten better. We got some young players.
Yeah, agreed.
Like Jeremy Johnson, Salinas. Worthen is going to be another second-year player.
Yeah, Worthen looks like they're going to be really good. 21 years old, about to be 22. Definitely on the low end of the development, but I think you call him up at this point. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I did a full season in AAA, so 4th overall pick.
Yeah, I like the pitching staff.
That's a nice pickup.
I like the starting rotation.
Bullpen's weak.
Bullpen's weak, but it's not horrible. It's above average. So
I would disagree.
Average.
We've only seen one division so far, so maybe in the grand scheme of things.
I would say average.
I'd say this is on the low end of the bullpens we've seen. I think
it's not the worst. It's not bad. It's better than mine. I just put together my bullpen, so it's better than mine. So I'm saying it's better than average. So I mean, I have a bad bullpen. So
To me, this team's not there yet. Still, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's not there
just,
yet either.
Just because the offense isn't there.
But I just looking at the graph, we just want to see the Dragons go in the upwards direction.
Yeah.
Would be nice for them to see.
Yep. Where I'd like to see some action is here, and I don't know what the system looks like, but it's not great. So, need to find a way to get assets. Like that's always my thing in this league, where revenue doesn't change a ton from team to team. I think it's more about kind of when you're not competing, getting as much as you can for guys like towards the deadline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Looking at salaries here, I mean a couple guys locked up for multiple years, so it's going to be a little harder to move them if you are not in it. Yeah, like a lot of contract locked up here, and I guess some of this is arbitration money, so it's not locked in. But like just looking out, like the budget room isn't there. Like Troy Kelso is already locked up, and that's actually pretty smart for what the pitcher looks like. $20 million a year, yeah, I'll take that. Maybe paying them a bit early though. Maybe not. So I don't know. Yeah, definitely in the right direction, right?
Yeah, right direction. Absolutely. Like we said though before, it's trouble. You're in the wrong division.
Well,
You got to make a petition.
The other thing too that just worries me is right. We've seen three monster teams. We've seen some monster teams in this division with monster systems, right?
Yes.
So Myth doesn't have like the deepest system. So if moves you make over the next year or two don't work out, you know, you're not building towards the same kind of depth that other people are. So there's something you have to kind of work on, I think.
Yeah, the system is pretty thin here, and not to mention too, being on a bottom dweller team for the past couple of years, that's pretty tough to, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you gotta turn that around.
She might as well have been in an expansion team with kind of the way the organization was. So.
Yeah.
All right. One more team left, and then I gotta make my girlfriend dinner before she eats me instead.
Let me guess, Winston-Salem?
Winston-Salem, 3 straight 8th place finishes, trying to get out of that impossible hole that is being an expansion team. And of course, the history with Winston-Salem, the expansion GM left like mid-drafting, so this team's a fucking train wreck. But
at the second pick, I think too.
Yeah, really early on. But I will say that I think Daniel's doing the right thing so far. Traded off some pieces, continues to be aggressive with trades. So keep on keeping on, and we're still waiting for that first expansion team to be a postseason team.
Who's it going to be?
What do we think of this team as is?
Let me get to them. Still on the Dragons.
I like Daniel's lineup better than I like Myth's lineup. And, of course, with the Battle of North Carolina on the line, not sure how well that'll be received.
Ooh. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Bill Shepard's definitely a defensive center fielder, and Keeble's definitely a defensive. There's definitely playing defense there.
Wow, yeah. Can't hit it all, and probably will be not good for the team. But I like what's being. I like the attempt. What am I trying to say? Damagala, like a good catcher too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just going to be another rough year for Winston-Salem fans. I think the lineup's better in Winston-Salem, but the pitching staff, that's where it lacks, and I think that's where it's going to hurt them. Because you can get away with that catcher and center fielder stuff and shortstop stuff, but not with that type of pitching staff, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I think this is going to be a bottom-tier offense, like maybe the worst in the conference. But I love the defense. Like, maybe they're a top defense, and that helps their shitty pitching.
Yeah. Maybe.
Where these guys can do something. But yeah, it's not a very deep team. Building a system, hopefully. Not deep, but again, some nice
I
top
mean, he is
pieces
an
here.
expansion team, so.
Yeah. Some nice top pieces here. Hopefully digging into the international amateur free agent market and looking for prospects and drafting well. And I don't hate the system so far. But yeah, I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on Winston-Salem until about 2020. Hopefully before then.
Yeah, hopefully they see an uptick. It'd be nice.
It's one step at a time, right? It's not finishing in 8th. So that is the goal for this season, I would assume.
Yep.
Or maybe the goal is to finish 8th and get another high draft pick, right?
Maybe. Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Who did
Probably. I mean, I guess, but I mean, it's just not good for the fan base. But doesn't get your budget up there either.
Winston-Salem drafted where this year? I'm trying to see. Winston-Salem drafted 6th and got Justin Holiday. Justin Holiday. I'm never going to find this. We'll see. OSA doesn't love him. All right, any last thoughts on Jade? Kind of got off track there.
No. The Jade? I think it's New Orleans.
Oh, we picking? Yeah, New Orleans. Okay.
New Orleans, Tampa.
Yep.
Las Vegas, 3.
Okay.
Fort Collins, 4.
Okay.
Galveston, 5.
Okay.
Denver, 6.
Okay.
Durham, Winston-Salem.
Okay. And I will. I'll almost copy you. I got New Orleans number. I got New Orleans number 2. Actually, I got Tampa number 1. And then I like Fort Collins number 3 because can't underestimate Kyle. And then Las Vegas number 4. And then I do have Galveston 5. I've got Durham 6. I think Denver's gonna just sell off and tank. So I got them.
Oh yeah, you got a good point. Got a good point there.
They're 8th. So.
I'm going by the initial lineup. So.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that's it for the Jade division. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back on later with the Sapphire. Toodaloo.
Catch you guys later.